Who knows what a traffic light is and who invented it? Those who drive will likely know what a traffic light is, but not who invented it. The three-post traffic light is an invention of Garrett Morgan's to help with public safety, along with his model of a gas mask. As someone who once took driver's ed not too long ago and has been driving on my own for the past year now, I paid a lot of attention to the traffic light and their patterns. I will share with you the early life of Garrett Morgan, his important gas mask model, and his famous traffic light. To begin, let's dive into some background of Garrett Morgan. Garrett Morgan was born to his parents Elizabeth and Sidney Morgan on March 4, 1877. According to the editors of Encyclopedia Britannica 2024, titled Garrett Morgan, Garrett went to school until he dropped out at age 14. He left his family farm in Kentucky and moved to Cincinnati, Ohio. It was in Cincinnati, Ohio, where he worked as a handyman/mechanic for a large landowner, and even as a teenager was able to hire a tutor to continue his education. Referencing Burrell's 2011 newspaper titled Garrett A. Morgan Inventor, it was in 1895 he moved to Cleveland, Ohio, and began repairing sewing machines. He found much joy in repairing. He liked piecing the different parts together and finding a better way of doing things. After saving enough money from working hard, Morgan opened his own sewing machine repair shop. But this time when he came across a major problem, it was on him to fix it. The result? Well, he invented a hair straightening solution. This was his first invention, and even though it was small, it was very successful, and he was able to make a business out of it. Ultimately, through repairing, Garrett Morgan found his passion for inventing. Now that you know more about the journey our inventor Garrett Morgan has been on, let's take a look at his first big invention and its importance. After Morgan's first invention, he was already busy working on his next one. According to Connolly's book, American Inventors, Entrepreneurs, and Business Visionaries, published in 2011, Garrett Morgan was busy experimenting with other useful inventions, and in 1912, he applied for a patent for a gas mask. This invention prevented miners, excavators, and firemen from getting harmed while on duty. Here in this picture, you can see the design. He had a mask at the top and a long tube down to the bottom. This was because he wanted the tube to reach the layer of breathable air. He knew that smoke and fumes rose, so there was going to be the layer at the bottom. In 1912, 2 years after applying, he received a patent for his gas mask. It made national headlines in 1916 when Morgan used it in a rescue. There was a natural gas explosion. Rescuers tried to help, but they didn't have the right equipment. On DeLuca's 2024 website titled Black Inventors, Garrett Morgan Saved Countless Lives, it says Cleveland police called Morgan as they desperately tried to save anyone still alive. That night, with the right equipment, Garrett and his brother Frank saved 20 lives. Garrett created a gas mask that would allow other professions to do their jobs safely. Garrett Morgan's gas mask invention showed how much he cared, and less than 10 years later, he came back with another invention for the good of the public. As the use of vehicles increased, so did the number of accidents at intersections, not only between vehicles, but between vehicles and pedestrians as well. Garrett Morgan heard this and wanted to find a way to make it better. It has been over 100 years since Morgan patented the three-position traffic signal. According to 2024 Famous Inventors Who Changed the World by Smith, before Morgan got his version of the traffic light patented in 1923, traffic signals were manually operated by officers with only two instructions: stop and go. Roads had everything from pedestrian traffic to horse-drawn carriages to automobiles, and many of these operators were new to the road, leading to a higher possibility of accidents. Garrett Morgan witnessed an accident because of this very reason. It was between a carriage and a vehicle. It was from this terrible accident that he had a terrific idea. He thought to put a caution signal in between stop and go. Here in this picture, you can see his three-position traffic light. He made 3 positions for stop, go, and caution. Nelson's 2023 article titled An Invention That Saved Countless Lives reads that on November 20th, 1923, Garrett Morgan was granted a patent for his improved traffic light. Referencing Cord's 2023 article titled Thank Garrett Morgan for Today's Traffic Light, this improved version of a traffic light saved the lives of billions of humans and animals. Still today, we see the same effect with our yellow light. It gives drivers going at high speeds more time to slow down and get stopped before the next group of cars gets the green light. significantly reducing the number of accidents then and now. You are now aware of why Garrett Morgan invented the traffic light and his gas mask model to help continue the production of these items farther down the road. You may have seen things improve over the years. Morgan's 3-position traffic light and his gas mask models are examples of how everything starts somewhere. Garrett Morgan took his passion for inventing and public safety and merged them together to create his gas mask and traffic light. Now when you see something well known like a traffic light and something less known like a gas mask, you can think of the inventors behind them and learn the stories they carry.